The Albanians are out in the streets. Yesterday, for the third day in a row, thousands of Albanians gathered in the capital, Tirana, and police used water cannons against them, and the protesters, they carried around pink flamingos, and this is what they were protesting. Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's son-in-law, he wants to build a luxury resort on one of Europe's most pristine coastlines. And the project will cover the uninhabited island of Sazan and also a stretch of protected wetlands on Albania's southern coast. Now this area is a nature reserve. It's home to the Mediterranean monk seal. There's like 200 different bird species that shelter there. There's flamingos, there are Dalmatian pelicans. And then in late May, suddenly bulldozers moved in. They began clearing ancient dunes and pine forest, and they installed barbed wire fencing. And a private security firm took over the site, and local people who work on that land, they could no longer get in. And that is the moment when those people got really angry. Now the Albanian Prime Minister, Edi Rama, is defending the project. He wants Albania to join the European Union, and he says that he wants foreign investment, and he says that this resort is a milestone, and he says that this project will not stop while he's in government. Well, there's a familiar pattern here. The Kushner's firm, Affinity Partners, tried this very same approach next door in Serbia. The Serbian authorities passed a special law for him to build a luxury complex in Belgrade. And then prosecutors started to charge 4 people, including a government minister, with abuse of office, and then Kushner withdrew. The Albanian government's own anti-corruption agency has now also opened an investigation, and it has not yet said what it has found. Ivanka Trump said that she and Kushner discovered the Albanian site by accident. They were on some kind of luxury yacht sailing around. They stopped there for a swim, and she walked to the top of the island, and then she said they were captivated. That's how the whole thing started. Now, I know Albania from the days that nobody even thought about developing mass tourism in Emperor Hoxha's former illusion of a worker's paradise. It's extraordinary. It has beautiful nature, the water is clean, and the landscape is intact, and the people are kind. And it survived years of communist isolation, and that means it was accidentally preserved while the rest of the Mediterranean was ruined by all kinds of concrete buildings. There's a kind of logic at work here. The Trump family doesn't seek political power, it seeks to convert political power directly into money, and it does so in countries where the institutions are weak enough to allow it. And Albania is trying to join the European Union, which you might think makes it vulnerable to pressure. And it also makes it a test case because the EU requires the rule of law, and it requires environmental standards, and it also requires transparency in public contracts. A luxury resort that is bulldozered into a protected nature reserve without any public consultation is absolutely not consistent with any of those EU requirements. That's not the way we work in Europe. The Albanians in the street carrying those cardboard flamingos, they understand this, and they are not just fighting for a coastline. They are fighting over what kind of country Albania wants to be.